Hey, I'm
Hello,
here.
Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to be here today.
Good to be here. Definitely. Welcome back to Magnet Marketers, where this week we're going to be talking about social media updates, what you need to know for our full 60-minute time frame. Now that we know that it kicks you off after 30 if you have not fully subscribed to Crowdcast. It's a learning process. We were very comfortable with Blab doing our show there for 40 plus episodes. So
Was.
diving into this one until Facebook rolls out the two-person broadcast to everyone. So while we're waiting for a few people to join, I want to go through our introduction and then we can kind of start on some of our topics. Sound good?
Sounds excellent.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to this week on Magnet Marketers, where our goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. I'm one of your hosts here, Jessica Phillips with Now Marketing Group and the Relationship Marketing System, where our goal is to help you build that know, like, and trust repeat referral audience with your business so you can grow and strengthen your brand. My awesome co-host, Mike Gingrich, just celebrated a birthday. Whoop whoop. Is in the house, where he is president of Digital Hill, co-founder of the popular app tab site Waftio, and president of the nonprofit I Give Global, where he lives and breathes by the philosophy of always being uncommon and always adding value. Welcome, welcome. Did you have a great birthday, Mike?
Thank you. Thank you. I did have a very good birthday, and
Good.
it was a full day. Most people, it seems like, seem surprised when they find out that I chose to participate in triathlon on my birthday. But that was part of it. Just the accomplishment at turning 45 and still doing something that was a stretch.
Yeah. Cake, triathlon.
there
It's a
there
hard
was
one.
that's the kind of responses I've gotten a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Family took me out after that. Got some new threads, a little purplish going on there. So yeah.
gotta stay branded up,
Yeah.
It's all about the brand. Yeah, well, that's very, very cool. Well, I'm excited for you. I love the campaign that you did for your birthday. Uncommon, giving back, just like your brand motto says. Very, very cool. So, did you hit your goal?
I did exceeded. So for those just coming in, I was my aim was $450 for my 45th, and that was $450 I was trying to raise through I Give Global for some wonderful people I met in Iraq that had been, kicked out of their homes and cities when ISIS came in, and they're trying to rebuild their lives. And so I was able to exceed that, just pushed over the $600 mark.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Clap. I don't want to, blow your eardrums out here either. So I am just got back from Orlando.
Yes.
Had a great time there, great flight to and from. Took an early flight back so I could be with the girls, but I got some kind of sinus thing going on. So if I take multiple drinks, you know why? I've got 6 different drinks spread across my desk here to keep me hydrated. So, yes. But during that time at Social Fresh, so lots of things that were talked about, and lots of social media updates that have been happening over the past 30 days, just across all the social platforms. So I picked some of my favorite updates, and along with the ones that you're adding in here as well, that we could talk about, because I really feel like it's so hard for businesses to keep up to date with all these changes as they're happening, unless they're plugged into some kind of news source, that they can get the reliable information from, or something like this, where they're tuned in and they can know what's changing and how they can be adapting to these updates to make sure that their social media strategies stay strong and productive.
That's right. We are their relationship news source. You can just come here. We're going to try to keep you up to date on the social media things. And you're right. A lot of things have been happening.
Yeah. So let's just dig in. Mike, you want to start with the first one?
Well, first thing that it was just rolled out within the past week is that Google Hangouts on Air is ending. So that was Google Hangouts on Air was one of the kind of the first launches of live streaming type tool, and now this is not Google Hangouts with the chat and kind of the one-to-one. So that's separate. This is Google Hangouts on Air, where you could broadcast one-to-many and kind of do a type of webinar format. And they just announced that the service, as you know, there is ending. Now, they also do say that there's going to be kind of a rebirth under the YouTube brand with YouTube Live. So as we've seen earlier this year, was it June, I think, that YouTube rolled out with a live option as well. So again, folks, you see this trend here? I mean, live video. It's just kind of, you see that. This is where things are taking. And why are they taking that? Because people are engaging with it. People are liking that. It's exploding on Facebook because Facebook's researching what's happening in the news feed, and people like live video. They roll it out there. So this is kind of a trendsetter. Google Hangouts on Air never really took off, and so that's kind of a pattern of Google. They'll watch things and they'll kill some things off, and this is one they're doing. Although I don't know if I'd say because obviously they own YouTube, and so they're bringing it over there and gonna move something in. But it's another step that says this tool, Google Hangouts on Air, as it is, didn't make it.
Yeah. So like you said, there are the version of Google Hangouts that is sticking around.
Yep.
I posted a link for all the specifics on that from TechCrunch, that they had an interview with a business manager there at Google that explains kind of what's staying, what's going. So there's a lot of features that will still be sticking around, so you don't feel like you're losing your communication. I was just on Hangouts actually this afternoon with someone. There are versions of Hangouts that are working. So
yep.
You can check out that link for all the details there.
Yep. So definitely the key to note there is the one-to-one Hangout app and tool that I use every day within our team is sticking around. So this is the one-to-many Hangouts on Air, HOA.
Yeah, exactly. So lots also happening within the world of Facebook. It seems like Facebook is the most progressive as far as it's evolving so fast that it's so hard to just keep up with all the changes that they're making and what they're going to be rolling out. A lot of exciting things. One of the things, if you're a parent, they have kind of a scrapbook feature that I didn't list in here, but something I just noticed actually on my own page. If you have children and you don't want to tag them in post, because they don't have a Facebook page. I'm referencing like my 7-year-old daughter, and my 12-year-old daughter. I'm not going to give them a Facebook page yet. They're not ready. But I have been capturing memories since they were born. So Facebook has created something really cool called Scrapbook for your children that you can have photos, you can tag them in, and it creates a digital scrapbook for them that you can keep hidden to yourself only, or yourself and, family members that you want to put in, and it's creating this digital scrapbook for them, which is so cool. I mean, how often are you asked as parents, and now we're getting back into school time, and they're asking you to create this about me page and have all these printed pictures that are there, and your oldest child, you have all these pictures that are already printed that you can send in with extra copies, and your youngest, I'm speaking for myself here, telling my story, my youngest, I have no photos. I have to scramble around and go print them off. Well, Facebook is allowing you at least to organize, have your photos in a scrapbook. Then you can, connect to other features and print them off. But you have a digital scrapbook personalized for each of your children right there on Facebook, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Just making your life a lot easier. And then they're also targeting the teens only app called LifeStage, where they're turning, they're reminding us what was Facebook like in 2004, where it was cool for the teens to hang out before all of us adults and grandparents, and everyone invaded their space and made it uncool for them. But studies show that they're still hanging out there. So Facebook knows this, and they want to keep this audience, especially as they're competing with Instagram and Snapchat for eyeballs. They want to keep the Facebook teens there. So I'm going to put a link to what LifeStage is and what it can do. It's really making it more visual for them. It's creating a space for them where they can hang out with their peers and turning their bios into videos. So they would fill out a few little information, a bit of information about themselves and about us section, and it turns their bio into a video and allows them to search and connect with their peers right there.
That's, yeah, I mean, they're trying to stay relevant. They're trying to provide value and keep people engaged and on the platform. Amazing.
Yeah, it's highlighting teens' likes and dislikes. You do have to be under 21 or 21 and under, I should say, that they are suggesting use that platform. So they're trying to keep it very exclusive to the younger audience to keep them engaged and feel like they do have a spot that is just for them within Facebook. So very cool.
Yep.
The other update by Facebook, and something that we've all been waiting for, is the 2-person broadcast. Woohoo! So we are looking forward to the 2-person live streaming broadcast on Facebook, where we don't have to use a third-party tool like Crowdcast, especially with the Hangouts on Air going away, and with Blab, as we all know, that died out a couple weeks ago without a huge heads up. But everyone is doing the live streaming thing, and that's what's here to stay right now. And Facebook is realizing this and creating a 2-person live streaming broadcast. They are rolling it out to people that have verified pages first. Then everyone else has to wait until September, October time period to get the 2-person broadcast. So it's not rolled out to everyone yet, but it is on its way.
Yep. And now along with that, there's been a few that you've seen on Facebook where they're sharing what they've done there, and it's just kind of interesting. Like what we have here, I was expecting the side by side, and hopefully that's coming. But it's a little bit more like FaceTime, where picture within a picture kind of thing. So, just imagine me sitting on Jessica's shoulder right here, and then that's in a little screen. That's what it would be like initially. Here's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Boo. Which, yeah, I don't like that either. But, what can you do?
Yep.
Yeah, so I cannot wait for that to roll out, though. But businesses can really take advantage of this. I mean, think about just you and your clients doing an interview, you and your supplier doing an interview together, you and another team member doing an interview together. I think a lot of people are more comfortable almost in an interview type setting than they are with going live just themselves. There's an element of conversation that they're happy with. That
back and forth, just talk to each other kind of thing. That feels more natural to some. So I believe that it can be a great tool. The businesses still, small business in particular, have to kind of figure out ways to kind of jump in, but it's doable to be there. And there's lots of ways that you can do that, and lots of informal ways that can really be valuable for your business.
Exactly, in a more comfortable setting. And so there's lots of ways. I think now, while we're still waiting for it to roll out to everyone, now would be the time for businesses to really think about how they want to introduce this live streaming to their audience. What kind of strategy can you put into place to make it beneficial for your business? Think of how you're going to do that. Start planning it out. Start planning out your topics. It's not too early to do that. And that way you'll be ahead of the curve when it does get rolled out to everyone. You can kind of hit the ground running and already be leaps and bounds ahead of your competitors.
Yes. And again, for all those businesses just thinking about this, the keys are, number one, that people are engaging with video the most. They want to watch those things on Facebook. So that's key. Number two, Facebook's already given you tools to help you get in front of people. We've seen when you post on your Facebook page, reach is down for traditional posts, text posts, link posts, that type of thing. But they're alerting your fans when you go live on Facebook, and there's even some tools kind of in the works to be able to alert them that you are going live, or you can put a post out about that right now and just say, we're going to go live at this such and such a time. When you do, Facebook puts a notification out, so people on there can get a notification. They're bumping that up in the newsfeed, so it's getting unprecedented value. It's just a huge way to be seen on Facebook, and that's what your business is there for if you're trying to do some marketing with Facebook.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite quotes from Sally Hogshead that presented at Social Fresh over the past week in Orlando, and she said, "Build the message first, then build the media second. So build your message first. What do you want your core messages to be? Then build the media,
Okay.
but have your message already ready. And it's, it's not, if you don't know what you're going to say, don't worry about, what you're going to say. Just know what your message is going to be at its core. So you don't feel like you have to have it scripted out for your video, but you do have to have a core message in place.
Yep.
I really like that. One of the other ones that I really liked, this was from Sarah Evans, and she had a plethora of apps and things that she was going through. And she said, if it doesn't make people care, share, or swear, it's boring. So,
there you go. Care, share, or swear.
Or swear. I'm going to put that in there too. That was my other favorite quote from the conference.
Care, share, or swear. So yeah, it's got to have some intrigue to it, Yeah.
So the next update, if you are running Facebook ads, videos in Carousel, it just got a lot better. So you've been able to do 5 photos or videos, within the Carousel ad that Facebook creates that video for you. Now you're able to do 10 within Carousel ads. So that's a huge perk for businesses that need just a little bit more, images to tell their story effectively via the Facebook Carousel ad. And now you have 10 images to do that.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's huge. All right. Yes. Now, we tried a little bit last week, then we got cut off. So, we were talking about Instagram. So do we want to go into Instagram stories now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Now, and again, I'll just confirm. I mean, are we a 30-minute time limit here, or?
No, we are not. We are.
Okay. So I don't have to talk real fast then. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
No, you're good.
So what we were trying to make sure that we covered last week, because this is an important update, is just these recent rollouts by Instagram. So Instagram released stories, and that's a Snapchat-esque type feature that allows you to basically put together images and short video clips up to 10 seconds together. Okay, so go run them through it. Click the button.
Yep. So go ahead. I was just going to show what. So yeah, you would hit the button on your Instagram. It's right here in the corner. It's hard to see on this one.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Top left is going to be there. And then you'll see other people's icons across the top. These are other people that you have followed that have created stories, so those that you can watch their story. So you can just put together segments.
Yeah.
There's yours. Yes.
And the colors around their picture means it's new. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And again, you can pull in. You can take a picture. You can add 10-second videos, or you can pull up photos from your timeline. So there you do. You pull down your screen, and there it went to your photo album on your phone, and then you could tap in and add those. And then it has features where you can draw on the picture, you can add text to the picture, you can do a number of things, put in the story feed, and it's going to be live for 24 hours. You can also download the entire thing or that segment.
Yes, you're right. And the photos and videos that you can bring up are things that are from the last 24 hours. So I've actually, you can play around with it and create that picture first and then put it into that Instagram story. The other cool thing that I like, and I did post a link in here, the differences between Snapchat, or I will put a link in here, the difference between Snapchat and Instagram stories, because there are clear differences. One, that you can bring up the old or your current camera roll of photos and videos in the past 24 hours. And you can download it completely. The other thing being that you can replay someone else's story. So in Snapchat, if it's, you missed something, you heard them say it, and you really wanted to write down that link or whatever that they said, and you missed it, then it's gone. On Instagram, you can replay it by hitting their name again, or their icon, I should say, at the top, and it'll replay what they just said. So you do have another kind of look at it within that 24-hour time period, which makes it really, really nice. You can also swipe right to skip somebody's story if you don't want to see it. And don't want to play through by clicking, like you do on Snapchat. You can actually skip the whole segment as well. Let me post the link in here. But for businesses, this is great because they get the benefit of, Snapchat and Instagram in one.
Yeah, and I think again with Instagram, you're talking a massive growing user base tied to Facebook. I mean, Facebook ads are there, so you're seeing a lot of innovative changes within Instagram, making it relevant. And I think that you know the stories give another method. Again, it's a video tool, but another method and a unique method to connect with your audience, because anyone can leave a direct message back to you then on any segment in your story, and that's like a direct message on Instagram. So there's a chat back and forth, and I mean I find myself spending more time on Instagram because of this. And the unique thing though is these videos are in segments, because we just talked about Facebook Live where it's a continuous live video. We talked about uploading videos, whether that's to YouTube, to Facebook, or something like that. But here with Instagram, what I like about these is that 10-second snippets, and even with a regular post, a video post to Instagram, that's what I like about that, is the ability to get clips and put clips together. I think that's just another unique feature. And so you can kind of tell a story. You know how sometimes when you want to get from point A to point B, but you want to do it faster than showing all the distance between A and B, and Instagram videos allow you to do that. So you can take a clip. Here I'm at point A and we're going to head to point B, pause, get over to point B. Hey, we're rolling into point B here. And, here's where we are now. This is the next step. And all you do is keep your thumb on or off. And that's kind of a neat feature with Instagram videos, which you can download and then use anywhere, load into Facebook, that type of thing. But in stories as well, you get little 10-second clips to tell a ongoing story from different spots, different scenes, different angles, and that can be neat and creative.
Yeah, and the other benefit is that Instagram is owned by Facebook, so you can do ads on your Instagram content. So while you're using Instagram, the stories, and now you have an Instagram business page, because before the Instagram rolled out the business profiles, so you can introduce, ads within your business profile, use your Instagram stories to kind of create that extra buzz around it, and you can get insights around it. So the big difference for me, even though it's not really talked about in this Instagram versus Snapchat discussion via Social Media Examiner, the biggest thing for me, if I'm a business owner, I want to see proof that whatever I'm doing and spending my time on is working. And Instagram has that capability of telling you whether something's working or not, where you have no idea, besides counting how many heads that you see have watched your story, which could be a very tedious and inaccurate data collection pool, where you can get more data collected with the integration of the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads, and to show you overall reporting measurement on, is my ad working? Is it producing leads to my website? Are we getting the conversions that we want to happen? And also, is it the audience that I want to connect with? Because the difference is, what we talked about, the demographics, last week as we started in on Instagram demographics, is that the 30-somethings are there. So the people that are in the market for the new home, the new car, that are spending money for their family are there already on Instagram. So we don't have to prove anything between, Instagram and Snapchat. So in my book, I am team Instagram over Snapchat. What about you, Mike?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not a question. And you've just outlined exactly why. I mean, we didn't get to talk too much thus far, but profiles, business profiles are huge for Instagram now. And the stats that they give you with those, totally sets it apart. They're creating a business tool and it has all these features in it. And so, hands down, that's a better place for us. Again, I really still think that Snapchat is wildly popular with a small segment. And so you'd have to know that it's your segment that is there and is actively engaged with that, where Instagram has a much wider, demographic, and that's valuable to a lot of us.
Yeah, and it's harder to build up your Snapchat audience. I mean, I think Snapchat definitely has a place, and I've really noticed and connected with individuals on a deeper level with Snapchat. I fully, think that Snapchat does have value. But in my opinion, for a business owner, Instagram is going to win because one, it's integrated with your Twitter and your Facebook to bring in your audience already. The other things that we mentioned, it has a business profile, so it's clearly separated. The ads, you know, and the insights definitely trump anything that you could start off building with Snapchat. Snapchat's going to take a little while to really grow that audience, and you have to have a dedicated person there to really utilize it and invest a lot of time to make it work. Now, if you have a product where it could be beneficial for you in reaching that millennial audience, it could be a viable source. But in my opinion, again, Instagram is the way to go for the faster return. But, all right, so Instagram stories, put the link in there for the more coming to the business pages, so you can find out from Instagram themselves what's all coming to Instagram business pages for you, all the things that we just mentioned, and more details so you can transition your Instagram profile, if it's still personal, to a business profile. It's very easy. Takes just a couple seconds and you're transferred over.
Yep. Then, any negatives to that? Any negatives to switching to business profile that you see?
I would say the only negative is if you've used the personal profile to show more of your personal brand and your business brand combined. I would say it's more accepted if you have used it as a personal profile and you've showed more of your personal side and then added some business things in there, the people wouldn't think anything of it. But if you have all that, archived data, not data, I should say photos and that kind of stuff in there, and then you transition it to a business brand and someone goes and looks at that stream and it just has the business profile set up on it, it's going to look a little strange to have so much personal info on there. So just know what's already created on your Instagram stream and see if it's appropriate that if you keep that stream as just kind of the personal profile, or if you start fresh and create just a business profile and hit the ground running from there.
And that's largely going to be where there might be some overlap in a personal brand kind of category. But when it's a company entity, I mean, it just totally makes sense to go to the business profile. Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't really seen any downside at all to that.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll say Terrence Keyser on Instagram as company name. Okay, I gotcha. Noticed one of the business profiles is now connected to my personal Facebook page. So it says Terrence Keyser is on Instagram as company name. Oh, okay, I gotcha. So it'll actually introduce you as the company name. Yeah, I'll have to look more into
the company name Terrence Keyser. I mean, is that
could be his personal brand name then? Maybe more a little bit more clarification on that, Terrence.
And you can connect it to a specific Facebook page. Yeah, and it's going to pull insights from that page.
Yep.
And the description piece there. So definitely, but I mean, Now Marketing Group, Digital Hill, I mean, we've definitely changed those over to business profiles just because it makes sense for a business. If you're a restaurant, retailer, foodie, all those kind of pieces, it can definitely make sense to make that and connect it to a page.
There's one thing that did roll out with Instagram that is not new by any means, but I think it's very much not as well known as an update, is that you can switch from multiple different Instagram profiles now versus logging out and logging back in.
Good point.
Yeah, so I feel like if you do have a personal brand, that was always the hesitation, is that you have to log all the way out and, ooh, what was that password? And then log in to switch from one over the other. Whereas now you can manage different brand profiles on Instagram. Without logging in and out.
Yep. And now, how long ago did Instagram roll in their algorithm? Basically of kind of, helping to determine what appears for you in your newsfeed and customizing that. I mean, that's this year, obviously, but I mean, were we talking? Was it earlier than June? I don't know. It wasn't too much earlier than that. And so Instagram, like Facebook, implemented an algorithm, and I've seen that. I don't know if you have. I mean, the more you engage with some certain people or things and things like, you're going to see more of their content, that type of thing. So it's going to try to show you more what they understand you would like to see. Yeah.
Very similar to what Facebook is doing. I want to say it was 2 to 3 months ago, but you know, time's flying. But I want to say it was 2 to 3 months ago that Instagram rolled that out. I'll have to look.
Yeah. So it will surface content that it believes is of interest. Don't just see, you know, chronologically different things, what's happening at that time period. It's trying to help. And so again, that's something to be aware of for a business. That means that, you know, you want to be active and engaging so that people who have followed you will see your content.
Right. And I see a comment in the side here, which is a very good point to that, is that you've seen content up to 3 days old. So Instagram, because of its wide use, you know, it's very similar to other platforms where as soon as you post something, it's going to get, you know, drowned in the news feed, so to speak. But content that you're from the people that you're engaging with, considered your audience and things you want to see, it does give it a chance to come back up to the top of the news feed for you to see and engage with it.
Yeah.
So. But on the flip side, your other content is getting buried from the other brands that you're not engaging with as much. So it's, you know, catch 22, I guess.
Yep. Now I've noticed, I don't know if you have as well, but when you go into Instagram's search feature, so they have the search feature and it's like content that you might like, and it's very weighted to what you have recently followed or interacted with, commented on. So it's pulling recent kind of things and saying, you know, you're interacting with these things, you might like these things, and that can change very quickly. So I mean, I've been flooded. Yeah, obviously I was watching some Olympics things here, and you know, my search thing kind of switched. You know, all these Olympic athletes and things like that, and I could just tell what was going on there.
Yeah, it's crazy how that, you know, how the algorithm just changes. It's also really crazy for people that are like social media account managers for multiple brands. It gets really confusing. They're like, what does she really want to see? I have no idea because she's searching all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
But one thing on Instagram too, before we move on to Pinterest, is something that also I feel is a hidden kind of feature of Instagram is and the heart feature. You know, this is what, you know, when people are engaging with you. But I feel like one of the extra features is that people don't realize is that if you swipe to the right on your Instagram profile, you can see what other people are engaging with. So if you're really wanting to get in Instagram and make this kind of one of your top platforms, you can see what other people are engaging with and kind of discover other brands and other pages. So you make sure that you can kind of be present where they are, especially if you're seeing what influencers, like maybe you're connecting with a brand and you're really wanting to capture their attention. You want to see what has their attention right now. What are they engaging with? And then that way, you know, you can see what they like and create more content like that. So check out this feature where you can see what other people are engaging with on Instagram that you're connected with.
Excellent. All right, and you're ready to take us into Pinterest then, right? Because I mean,
let's go to Pinterest.
There's not too many that are stagnant these days, right?
I have to admit, I have not done as much on Pinterest as I had done in years past, but I was re-inspired at Social Fresh for Pinterest. I sat in the workshop by Pam Moore. Fantastic workshop, and it was kind of a 90-minute deep dive into what's working on Pinterest and how to really make the most use of Pinterest for your brand. And I learned an interesting fact that one of the things that are most utilized on Pinterest is the people reading your blog, which is crazy to me. They said that the most action that's taken on Pinterest, people are searching on Pinterest for information, but they're getting redirected to the blogs within Pinterest that then they're reading those blogs. So blogs on Pinterest actually generate some of the most traffic than anything else that's on there, which is crazy to me. And it makes perfect sense because when I look at my insights, even though I haven't updated our Pinterest page regularly, Pinterest is still in my top 3 of traffic drivers to our website. So you can think of creative ways of introducing, you know, blogs into your boards and like the how-to articles, that kinds of thing. You know, have a compelling image that's associated with it and use Pinterest to drive traffic back to your blog.
Per blog post, that type of thing.
Yep.
Yep.
So
No,
that
an
was
amazing traffic driver. That's been one of the keys that has followed Pinterest for a long time is that there are people spending time and they are clicking through, they are coming over and taking a look at content there.
Yep. And Pinterest has rolled out promoted video pins now. So, Pinterest promoted video pins, you can basically, it's an ad within Pinterest for your video. So, videos are also very hot on Pinterest. You can, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you can add your YouTube videos directly into Pinterest very, very easily and organize them in the boards the same way that you would your photo or your blog post. And now you have promoted video pins to make it go even further.
Okay. Yep. So that's and again, what was the key word there? Video.
Yeah, video. So I also want to bring up one other thing that's kind of a change off subject a little bit, but something that's going to be happening. And it's kind of funny given our talk a couple weeks ago on what's working for lead generation. And we went through kind of the stats that are working and what's not working, and talked about the quality over quantity and, the website traffic, organic traffic, all that. Well, Google now announced as of January 1st, 2017, that the websites with those pop-ups that are annoying that you can't close out, they are going to start being penalized and not shown in Google search engine. That is something that was just released today. So those annoying pop-ups where you can't get past it. Yeah, which I'm trying to find this link here. I'm going to share it in the notes as well so you can read more about that. So if you have those pop-ups, where you can't get past that pop-up until you fill something out, and it's so annoying. All you want to do is read the content that's behind it. Those sites are going to start getting penalized. So I put the link in here, and that goes back to what we're saying. I mean, Google, social media, email, everything is going to the premise of just doing what's right for the person that you're trying to communicate on the other end of the technology. You don't want to create something that's going to make a bad user experience. And if you do, the search engines, Facebook, everyone's penalizing that information. If it's just this very salesy approach to doing marketing online, it's not going to work anymore. All these tactics are being kind of called out, and it's not going to work anymore. Facebook already said that their algorithm is pushing away content that is salesy and spammy. Google's pushing away now the pop-ups that are salesy and spammy. All of these changes are shifting to just make it a really good user experience that is focused around the end user that's trying to get the information.
Yeah. I mean, a good experience, quality, value. They're trying to give people good search results. And again, that's what Google is in the business of, giving people relevant results for their search query. And but breaking it down, I mean, that all comes down to, you're seeing this trend, you're hearing it from us. Add value, be a resource. Don't be mean, don't be bad. And online, that's the same. That's providing value. Google's taking a look at that. That's cutting edge news, folks, because that was what you just said. That's today.
Yep. Yeah.
So you heard it here. You heard it here. Jessica broke this news for you right here.
Exactly. And it brings me to, I was trying to look up this other quote by Faris Yakub. That was the last presenter at Social Fresh, and he had a phenomenal presentation, and he really summed this up perfectly. Attention is like water. Okay, you can't control it, but you can guide it. And he was talking about how you can get your audience to see things the way that you want them to see them and to experience things with you. You can't control messages. You can't control the way that they're going to purchase from you, but you can guide them by being, having this server's mentality and really adding value. You can guide people to, create this relationship with you, this like and trust that we all the time with you to then purchase, but you just can't control the messages anymore. can't control how people are going to purchase things, like, you know, guiding them, or, you know, gating them with these pop-ups and things
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Just
Bait's a good word. Yeah. Staying away from those things. All right. So we're moving to Twitter then, right? Is that what's next on your list here? The Twitter's tweaking some things.
Yeah.
And did you hear about this at Social Press as well then? Is that where it was kind of leading edge news?
Yes, absolutely. So, so Twitter, I'm going to copy the link in here. They are going to be filtering out spam on Twitter as well. So they are cleaning up the news feed. So if somebody just has all of their accounts on this mass auto push on, you know, sending out 50 links to all 50 of their, you know, fake Twitter just bot produced news feed, Twitter is getting rid of that content. They are scrubbing out the spam. They're scrubbing out all these bots that are just pushing out content and not real people behind it adding value. And also they're going to try to use this for bullying. So, you know, some of these cyberbullying, they're going to start making all the content hidden that is doing the spamming and some of the harassment accounts. So it's a filter that's going to separate all this kind of from the value add, which I am super excited about. We've all seen those bots that push out content and then just send you a direct message afterward, and it's just very, very annoying. Nobody likes that.
Yep.
So that is just a short list of all the things that's happened, but I feel like it's a lot over just the past couple weeks.
Yep. And the biggest one, I mean, for us is we just can't get here soon enough as Facebook Live, kind of ruling out the 2-person thing. So we're hoping to get there. And again, I mean, it's just because Facebook is, you know, where our audience is really active. And so you want to be there, and you want to make it easy for people to connect with you. And so looking forward to that day. But businesses, you know, you got to be experimenting with some of these things, and it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we're kind of in this push of understanding, you know, if we're going to start going out on Facebook with a 2-person live stream, we've created a Facebook page for people to subscribe to. And also, if you want kind of the notifications of what topics that we're going to be talking about on a weekly basis, we do have a landing page on magnetmarketers.com. If you go to that, you'll be greeted with a sign up to join us, and we will send you an email on the link to join us for that week and all of our upcoming topics. And then the Facebook group as well, that not only will we put our, Mike, maybe you can paste the link in the comments there, but not only will we post our link to our show, but we just try to keep everyone up to date on trends and changes as they happen on our Facebook page. So we'll make sure that you are on top of all the changes within social media and internet marketing as a whole that will impact your business. So we encourage you to join us on Facebook, leave us a message, let us know who your business is, or who you are and what your business is, I should say, so we can engage with you and learn a little bit more about you too, because our goal is to add value to you and talk about things that are going to matter and help impact your bottom line in your business.
Absolutely. Hopefully these tips have been helpful. Lots of things changing out there. And, you know, as I always like to say in my podcast, that you know, it's always about taking action then. So, you know, what's the 2 things that stood out to you today that you need to take a look at and act on? You know, so you've heard it on numerous social media platforms, you know, hopefully where your audience is at already. And so what should you be experimenting with? What's 1 to 2 actions that you should take right away out of this to get started on yet this week?
Okay.
All right.
And I'm sorry, you cut out the last 2 seconds, but for me. But, well, I want to thank everyone for joining us today on Magnet Marketers. Our goal is to always help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. Mike, and thank you so much for your time. I'm glad you had a great birthday and achieved even your goals to give back. So that's awesome news. And glad to be back with you.
Thank you. It's good to have you here.
All right. Have a good rest of your week, Mike. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Okay, later.